Weird jobs, man. You've had more than I have.
Yeah, one job that I had, there was a funeral parlor affiliated with an ambulance service.
Really?
So I'd get down to a funeral and just freaking hop into an ambulance and go and do an ambulance call. And there was an ambulance call, went and picked up this elderly woman. She was in the back of the ambulance, I was the driver. And all of a sudden I saw her turn her head. I've never seen this woman be so lively, because she wasn't lively when I picked her up. I know you! You work at the funeral parlor! Am I dead? No, you're not dead.
We're here for month 2 of the Corks, Caps, and Tabs show at 626 West 4th Street, downtown Winston-Salem, and back here with Mark Terry to do more drinking.
And educational, of course.
Yeah, we're going to learn. We're going to learn about drinking.
Learn a little bit and taste a lot. Another week goes by, and
it's been a weird one, man. All the kids are back in school.
After I watched a couple episodes, and I see that you got this big beard. I'm not going to do the bushy hair thing, but the beard thing, I'm trying to catch up.
I like it. Well, it seems like nowadays the beards are back. It's like the 70s.
It's pretty bad. I mean, before, when I had no hair, period, I went and got a haircut the other day, and Nikki didn't even notice that I got a haircut because my beard is longer than my head.
Well, maybe if you grow the beard real long, you can wrap it up.
A comb over.
You can have a comb over from the bottom, man.
Well, I'm really glad to know that our fan base has grown.
Yeah, we have 2 people watching now. It's awesome.
2. Yeah. That's awesome. So we went from 1, our listener is now listeners.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. We got Brushy Mountain Wine here. Brushy Mountain's up in Elkin, and Brushy Mountain was owned by the Mayberries.
Okay.
And they sold it recently, and now Jason Wiseman, he was the winemaker of Deveste, now he bought it, and so now we're going to see what their wine's all about.
And is there anything different? Now, Elkin, that's up in that line, that's up near Stone Mountain. I go trout fishing up there.
They actually
it's a little
have
different
a vineyard,
elevation.
and they don't have a vineyard. It's right downtown in Elkin, yeah. And it's a cute little quaint shop.
Where do they get the grapes from?
They buy them locally.
Oh, okay.
And so Jason, he bought it from the Mayberries, and he's running it, and he's doing a wonderful job. And I want to support them as much as I can. I mean, when you get these small wineries, they really need some support, and so that's what we're trying to do. That's why we have their wine.
Well, it's like
there,
these craft wineries. It's the same way that we do here in town for people like Small Batch and Hoots, who are doing the beer the right way.
I think we should really absolutely drink.
I think so. Yes, let's do that. I'm all for that. So
it's already getting late.
The Brushy Mountain.
Brushy Mountain. That was the label that the Mayberries first started.
So this is a red. When it's just labeled red wine, is that a blend?
That's a blend.
That's a blend.
Yeah, because if it was a varietal, then it would say varietal, whatever the varietal is.
Yeah.
Red blend. It actually has a vintage on it, so it's 2007. When it says 2007, that means that it is a 2007 wines that are made up this blend.
Gotcha.
If it didn't have a vintage on it, that means it could be a blend from any year.
From different years as well. Okay.
And they recently changed that out in California. If you had a vintage, it used to have 95% of that vintage. So if it was 2007, you had to have 95% of 2007 vintage.
Inside.
And 5% of something else in this bottle. California started getting a lot of excess wine that they didn't know how to get rid of due to them being such a large spot.
All right, now
hold on. We'll get to that.
Nasty.
I see you looking.
Yeah, it looks like somebody's finger's been chopped off.
I hope not. California has such a gluttonous market. Now they raise up to 15%, so they can have 15% of a different vintage in the wine.
Gotcha.
Now you're looking at this bottom of this cork, which I even brought a paper towel here.
Yeah.
This is actually tartrates from being. I mean, if somebody wants more of a natural wine, this is where you're going to find it by having all the tartrates. Now, tartrates, if people do baking, which I know our film guy, he was just talking about making biscuits. And I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, I can make brownies. That's about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But this is really a unnatural, you know how a lot of things on the market today are pasteurized? Wine is not pasteurized.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of that. When you get wine and cream of tartar that people bake with, that's actually cream of tartar. I mean, you can actually see the
so when
little
you find
sparkles
this
on my
stuff,
hand.
it's not bad for you.
No, it's not bad for you. It
gonna-
won't alter the wine. What it is, it's actually wine that has not been going through its process as far as there's two different, see, I'm getting off track. There are two different stabilizations that you have to go through as far as a wine being stable in the bottle. One, you have to add bentonite, which is a clay material to your wine that actually will keep your wine heat stable, so you know how hot it gets around here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if people put wine in their trunk because they've been riding around all day, one, it will get hot. One, it will start pushing the cork out. If you do not put the bentonite in, it's going to start getting cloudy in the bottle.
Is that going to affect the flavor?
No, it just makes it, it really look
looks
unappealing.
Yeah.
And then cold stabilization is the other one that you actually have to have the wine at a cold temperature below 40 degrees to be able to drop these tartrates out. Actually makes the wine a little bit smoother. You're going to find, since the tartrates are on the top, this wine is going to be a very smooth wine.
Okay.
Because if the cream of tartar was still in there, tartaric acid, it'd be very tart.
Well, let's give it a shot, man. I'm taste the tartar.
And if our second listener or first listener has any questions, feel free to let us know, and we'll be able to provide that answer for you. Brushy Mountain 2007 Red Blend.
You know, this smells really good. You can smell it from here.
You can smell it when I first opened it.
Yeah, it's that fruit. It's loud. It's like Kool-Aid.
2007 really varied a lot in North Carolina, and
okay, now I'm smelling a lot of alcohol.
I'm smelling age.
Is that what that?
Yeah, I'm smelling a little bit of mustiness to it. Due to it being in the bottle for quite some time, it's actually better if you let it breathe. And if I can, let me get a glass.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to dump it into another glass so that you can see. Hey, as a matter of fact, grab one right from there.
There you go.
Now, which I told you before about not doing this with your beer as far as, letting it hit the glass. This one, you actually want it to splash a little bit.
Is that waking something up?
Yeah, it's waking it up.
Yeah.
And then
Right
give it that good swirl. Now just try that one versus that one. You'll see the difference by splashing it.
Do the Pepsi challenge with it. Okay, there's a difference in the smell as well.
Not bad.
Now that really is smooth. You said it's smooth.
It's smoothed out because all the tartrates
it's real
are falling
smooth.
out.
There's not a lot of bite to that at all. It's going, it's going right down. It's not even a lot of sweetness.
Good wine.
I don't know.
Good wine and
Absolutely.
good company, and this wine is pretty game as far as I'm concerned. And
speaking of gamey, we'll get on to drinking some beer.
There you go.
Right on.
Game's on.
I think one of the things that people really like about the way that we deliver news and information is it feels like a friend is telling you something. One of the goals of CCD has been to create something that had a feel like it was an old hometown newspaper, that when you picked it up, you knew exactly what was going on in the community down to the street level, talking about people in the community and events and things and stuff that's happening in your own backyard.
All right, well, it's time for beer here at the Corks, Caps, and Tab Show at 626 West 4th Street, downtown Winston-Salem. What are we drinking today, man?
Well, it's amazing that I just found a new distributor that brought us on to some new beer. And I'm really excited to have this double barley, Thrilla in vanilla.
Yeah, man, it's like
it's a porter.
It's like the old Muhammad Ali fight.
Yeah, that's what you call it.
Frazier, Muhammad Ali Frazier.
Well, what is it? Stings like what is it?
Floats like a butterfly, sting like this.
Thank you.
Bundini, man.
See, just right now he shakes a little bit, but I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, so the double barley, what does that mean?
That's the brewery. That's just the name of the brewery. And I'm surprised they didn't get a little bit more creative with the name. Barley being beer, but I mean that's just very open and subjective. Most of the businesses that you find will have their own name on it somewhere.
Now this beer's profile sounds like breakfast.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, you were telling me earlier what all's in it.
Well, we have this one on tap. We don't have it on packages. I'm not even. I think they do bottle it. Just that I can only have so much room for packaged beer. But here's our tap handle. It's double B, double barley.
Yeah.
And it's a nice tap handle, and if anybody sees it around, be sure to get it and try it because this vanilla porter really has some really nice flavors to it. I mean, they used some bourbon-soaked vanilla beans to give us a little bit of bourbon flavor, a little bit of sweetness.
Bourbon-soaked vanilla beans.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, bourbon-soaked. It sounds kind of like me. You ready? We're going to give this a shot.
Hold on. No, We're not ready to down it yet, but we can.
No, we won't do that. Let's taste it like grown-ups,
taste it,
like
yeah.
adults. Yes. Wow, and that
Taste
vanilla's
that.
right up front.
Absolutely.
It really is. And that's a good beer, but that's a complex flavor. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff going on in there.
But I'm sure it probably took a lot of vanilla beans to get that flavor.
Oh yeah,
I mean, this isn't
jacked
something
up.
where how much.
It's got a kerosene hat of vanilla.
See, out at West Bend, we had a 5-barrel system, and you had to add. Even I made a pumpkin beer. We had to add 100 pounds of pumpkin to get that pumpkin flavor.
To just push.
So
that,
just think how
to
many
push it all
little
the way out of
beans
it.
it took to be able to.
Well, and it's aged in. Is this one aged in bourbon barrels? Is that where it get? How do they get
No.
that flavor in it?
They
Is
actually
that just
soak the
how
beans.
they just soak the beans in
Yeah.
the booze?
Yep.
Wow.
Now we don't have to find out what kind of bourbon they use. So can we taste it?
Yeah. No. I'm impressed if you can figure that out.
Nope, can't do it. But I mean, it actually tastes like whipped cream.
Wow. Now, and for a porter, it's not that heavy.
No, I mean generally
You know.
porters have more of a chocolatey note to it. This has a lot of vanilla.
You know,
I mean,
the
it's
chocolate's
really
way in the background of this thing.
8% alcohol.
Yeah, 8% alcohol.
8%. So
See,
when we
now,
finish
yeah,
it,
you're sold.
Yeah, hold on. Let's do it again.
Right on.
There he goes. One down.
One at breakfast.
No, it's
Breakfast.
absolute breakfast of champions.
Absolutely. Wow.
And I mean, this wine would be very good even with some. If you have some chocolate dishes, it would actually really accent that.
Yeah, even M&Ms. Okay, month 2, episode 1 of Cork Caps and Taps is now over. If you subscribe down here, you can get next week's episode when it comes live. And come in here at 626 West 4th Street, downtown Winston-Salem. Come down to Cork Caps and Taps. You can talk to Mark Terry about beer, wine, or just the meaning of life.
Come
So
check
anyway,
out some of the nice beers that we have down here. It's
Absolutely.
really awesome.
See you next week here on the Cork Caps and Taps Show.